Module 3, making contact with the owner. So look, I will admit that contacting the homeowner of a property can be a nerve-wracking task. But just remember that you are a professional who knows what they are looking for. So there's really, truly nothing to fear. So what is cold calling? It is the act of reaching out to the property owner via phone number for the first time without having any prior contact. And you do this with the intention of getting them to sell you their property. Door knocking, an often overlooked and in some cases quicker way of getting a contract signed is by going straight to the owner's house and knocking on the door and introducing yourself as the person who wants to buy their property. Letters and postcards. Using the information listed on the appraisal district website or the list that you pulled, send letters or postcards to the mailing address of the owner describing who you are and that you buy homes for cash and you are interested in purchasing their property. And even Facebook. Searching for the owner of a particular property on Facebook is another way to find them. Add them, send them a message, or even both. But beware, all right, that if you're not friends or even have any mutual friends, they may never see that message, or even sometimes they don't even see the friend request due to privacy restrictions. But the 4 pillars of a good lead indicate whether or not a lead is worth pursuing. Being able to qualify leads are helpful for you in determining the difference between hot, cold, and dead leads. Those 4 pillars are motivation, time, condition, and price. So motivation is the reason the homeowner is selling. And you must learn to be sensitive to different sellers' needs and get to know their personality types. How you connect with the seller will either get them to open up about their motivation or deter them from speaking to you ever again. Motivation is important as it gives you a baseline on how to help the seller. Time. How quick is the homeowner needing to sell? If they're needing to sell quickly, then this is a great determining factor that there is some kind of motivation. Remember, we try to aim at 60 days or less. Less than 30 days is even better. It's ideal, in fact. So a sense of urgency is telling of motivation. Condition. What kind of work needs to be put into the property? If the property needs a considerable amount of work, it's a great thing to remind the seller of while educating them about costs. This is an amazing pillar to utilize for negotiating. And on a side note, keep in mind that if a property is in total disrepair, it could ruin the chances of you finding a buyer. In the case the house needs to be totally demolished, you can make an offer about 1/3 the value of the lot that it sits on. Here we have price. Is the price the seller asking for reasonable? The best way to determine that is by running comps on similar properties in the area. If the seller is asking too much for their property, just kindly educate them as to why you cannot get there, using comps as a reference point. So guys, here's the cold calling script. The photo is a link. It'll direct you to the Google Drive where you can download the script in full. Just go ahead and just feel free to download that thing and, just study it. It's a pretty good script that I created myself, and it's yours now. So connecting with the seller and asking questions are vital in order to get them to open up. The right seller will sell to the right buyer. Are you the right one? The only way to find out is to educate yourself and make calls. Get in front of sellers as frequently as possible. You will get better on the phone the more you're on it, so just remember the 4 pillars and you'll be all right. Don't forget that your job is to help the homeowner through whatever situation they may be going through. A lot of the sellers that you make contact with may be going through some serious life issues, so it's important to actually be empathetic with them. Never prey on the seller's emotional state, nor take advantage of the situation. No amount of money is worth pulling anything over someone. Get to know these people and connect with them. Just help them. Now, okay, guys, now let's talk about objections and rebuttals. An objection is a dispute presented in opposition of what is presented to the seller. And a rebuttal is a strategic response to a seller's objection. For example, if a seller asks you, "How did you get my phone number?" That's an objection. Your rebuttal will be, "I found your phone number from public records. It will attach to the property I'm calling you about." There are many different ways that you can answer that question. That's just a quick response. So a seller objects with, "Your offer is too low." Now here's your rebuttal. Please keep in mind that we will be responsible for all closing costs as well as bringing all cash to the table. We are also going to be in charge of all repairs. With that in mind, how close can you get to my number? If you want this list of objections and rebuttals, it's yours. Just click the photo. It is hyperlinked to Google Drive. You can download it there. I will update it as frequently as possible, okay?